as always, let's do the test. Make sure my shit's working. All right.
Why must I be tortured again by all this?
Maybe let me turn the music down a little bit. We are going to explore. My goal is, I know where my tribe is set up, right? So I'm gonna go deep. We're gonna on this playthrough, on this, for at least for the foreseeable future, we're gonna delve into these deep areas where it says ancient civilization and just see what it's all about because it's new. So point is to get from here all the way to there, and we're going to farm as we go. Now we definitely want to set up a keep somewhere, find a zone that has a keep so we can actually, when we die, not get thrown all the way back to the starter zone again. That will be somewhere close to where we're at. So since this is where we're going, this is the direction we want to go. So let's see if I can jump somewhere close that can link. You know, a system that's going to be, let's see, there's one there. Somewhere I'll be able to jump kind of once I get there. That one looks, I was IDF. Let's see if I have enough to jump there. Okay, so we got to go closer, right? So we can't, that's too far out. So a node between here and there. No, that's higher. That one's a little bit further. Okay, so let's try this one. All right, did that do it? Yes. Okay, so we are on our way. Got our heat banking up. I hope everyone's having a great Friday, by the way. Let's move this chat down. Let me know if you guys have any good plans for the weekends cooking. All right. We have a little bit of fuel in our tank. We should. What I do want to do is, along the way, I do want to make some more fuel as we go. So I got enough stuff in the hull so I can just drop down a refinery. There's a carbon field there. Okay. You know, let's warp there. We're just going to cook us up some fuel. We'll add what we have in our tank right now. Landing. All right, let's see. Anyone? Rogue drones. Okay. Carbonations. All right, let's go over that side. This way, if someone lands on us, we'll be behind the asteroid. Oh, that's a hull repair. Wrong thing. Turn that off. One thing that's nice about this game, as of right now that I've seen, all the rogue drones that are in minefields, they're just busy mining. They haven't attacked me at all. Of course, probably my standing's not high enough or low enough for them to kill me on sight. Yeah, I just want to set up a little behind this way in case anyone drops down. All right, let's go out that way now. Turn this off, slow down and stop. Because also, on the last build, you weren't able to build very close. Okay, we can build here. All right, we're going to build our refinery. We're going to hug that refinery. Just going to build the storage. Right now, once these are built, we're going to keep the tactical view on so no one just drops in on us out of nowhere. Start mining some up. So we're gonna have to build a refuge. Right over here. This so we can just turn our guns on. Again, happy Friday to everybody. I've been a bit late. The servers went down. There was some heavy network congestion that was going on. From what I heard, the Dune servers also went down. Obviously, different company, but I don't think there's any DDoS attacks, but some kind of thing going around here. All right, refuge is being built. 24 seconds left on that. Then we do this into carbonaceous. We should be able to mine directly into that. Start making that. All I really need is the ice. I can jettison the carbonaceous materials because I really don't need them at this point. I actually don't even need this. I can get rid of this. If I need more, I'll just produce more. All right. Portable storage is up. Let's access that. So it's on our menu. There we go. Stop mining. Oh, and we can turn this on now that the refuge is up. I can turn my guns online. There we go. Beautiful thing. All right, now we're just going to mine into the portable storage so we can make enough fuel to keep jumping. And that's the goal. Right now, like I said, I want to get to an area that's got to keep. A lot of points in this area. But that's what we need. We need a keep, or we just need a station, to tell you the truth. Just need a station in one of these zones just so we can set our base. Bunch of planets there. Oh, rich. Bunch of planets there. Convoy degree. Okay, so yeah. Let's go to tactical. Our fitting menu. What happened to my... Oh, there we go. We got to turn that on. Turn our plates online. All right. I'm just going to throw that right into the portable storage. That's just some extra ore, common ore. We can throw that in there. I'm not going to need that extra. I just need what I need to build. 1 second, phone call. Sorry about that. My older kids are heading off to the Warp Tour that's happening down in DC. So they just need to call me, see if I saw anything. Just keep dropping this in. Let's see how our stuff is cooking. Remember that. Carbonaceous can go into the portable. Ice is going to go into the portable because we're just going to keep building this up. We just need to make a bunch of fuel so we can keep on going. this over. Do another batch. That might be too much. Should still be able to deliver into the hull. It's going to be another 3 minutes for that. All right, we're just going to keep mining, chugging along here. I'm really curious about what's out in that area. Because like I said, we didn't have these areas before. As you see, some of this darker green, some are lighter green. Then you got some deep reds over here. And just clicking on them, you can't really tell much about the system from the outside. You know what I mean? You just see the number of planets, what kind of star it is. But that's where we're heading to. So what's up, guys? What y'all up to this weekend? Any estimated date for when it goes fully live? No, as far as I know, they do not. I would say probably 2026 because they're still. I mean, but they are actually moving quite quick. A lot of these cycles that they're going through is at least 30 days. Just depends on how many builds they're gonna do beforehand. Oh, went to the wrong one. I was gonna say, I knew I had a lot more of that material in there. We don't need the refuse up anymore. We can dismantle that, put that back in our hull. Where's that cargo container? Should be this one. Nope, it should be this one then. Okay. Take that metal rich. We're going to put that in the portable storage because we're going to need that for later. Still the same drones, so no one's dropping in on us. And if they do come in, they'll come in from over this side, so they won't see us initially. We're hidden behind here, so we're out of their line of sight once they drop in. There was someone brought up a point in one of my comments from the video I put out earlier today. It was either that or one of the streams, I don't know. But the devs have gone on record where they do want to bring in an element of hardcore to the game, where they did talk about at one point where a permadeath would happen, where you would die, and the rogue drone AI or whatever, right? These rogue drones that are flying around would take you over and basically use your account against any other players that were in the area or just flying around. Now, I think that's a cool idea. I'm not one of the hardcore players, so I'm not like whenever I play Diablo or Path of Exile 2, I don't pick the hardcore section, but I think it would be very cool because when you die, right, your frozen corpse is just floating there in space. If they would take that frozen corpse, reanimate it, and put it into one of their drone ships, so that yes, someday you might go into a place and see yourself there and be attacked by yourself, by your past clone. I think that would be a really cool aspect. Okay, so I liked all aspects of EVE Online, right? EVE Online is the premiere, is the gem. EVE Echoes was naturally just shut down. All right, well that sucks. It's all the way over there. God damn it. EVE Echoes was a scaled down version of it. It had its own system, parallel universe, right? But it was basically the same game, mostly, right? Just a fresh universe. This game takes the mechanics that we know from EVE Echoes, EVE Online, and fuses it more into a survival type game. This game, I feel, is a lot friendlier to the solo player, so you don't feel, at least from what I've played so far, that you don't have to feel that you need to join a big block or a corporation, that you can go off on your own and just do your own thing. Hell, you could probably play this game and never even have to experience PvP If that's what you want to do, if you want to use it as like a building simulator, you just go build your networks, in your whole empire. But if you just want to explore, there's, like I said, there's 100,000 different solar systems in this game currently. That's a hell of a lot of shit going on, right? Hell of a lot of empty space. I like it. I've been having a lot of fun with this. I took the last cycle off because it was basically just they were playing around with the economy, so there was really no new content, nothing new in there. So I took that last cycle off. When they said that they were bringing new content for this cycle, that's when I was like, okay, yeah, I'm jumping in this. I want to see what's available, and yeah, haven't looked back. It's I've had a great experience with this game so far. I'm loving it. I mean, obviously, the last 2 days of my blunders, basically, and some setbacks, obviously. But other than that, with minus the bugs and everything else, I've been having a blast. And I do like the fact that it is, somewhat slowed down, right? And there's no race to get to the biggest ship. You just go at your own pace and have fun. And that's why I determined that this is what I wanted to do. I'm going to get to a keep, set my base, polish a few things. Maybe we'll build a different ship. But, I'm basically in the beginner ship, right? It's really easy to build this. You really don't need anything. And every time you die, you'll be getting that wind back, right? You can't jump from that. But it's enough to be able to gather materials you need to build this ship. And that's when it dawned on me. He's like, let's see how far we can take this ship. Go into the deepest recesses and just set up shop somewhere in there. Obviously, we might jump into someone's space. And if it is, we will go into that aspect of PvP. But that's where I'm doing right now. I'm kind of in the exploration mode. And, I'll hook up with my corp further down the road. Or if some of them want to come out to where I am, that's great too. For those that don't know, I am in Reap. That's Reapers in game. A lot of players from EVE Online, a lot of players from EVE Echoes are in this group. Let's check that refinery. Shouldn't have to mine up much more. We have enough carbonaceous to melt all this ice down into a bunch of fuel that we can use to power our next few jumps.
Oh, it's late.
We're going to be doing a lot more videos, putting up videos on exploration, putting up videos on tutorials. I need to learn more aspects of like programming smart turrets and stuff like that, and that's why I can put up a tutorial like how to build a smart turret, how to set it up, how to anchor it, how to do those commands. I need to teach myself that stuff first before I can put it into a video. What else was I going to say? Down the line, currently right now I'm just streaming to YouTube, but I do plan to expand some videos onto TikTok, streaming not only to YouTube but also maybe Kick or Twitch. Just things I'm toying around with. Oh, here's a tip. If you do come to an area where all these drones are just mining the crap out of these asteroids, and you need to get some of that ore, and there's no asteroids, when the asteroids are all gone, when the field is mined out, the drones stay. So you can actually kill the drones and take the ore that they've been mining. So... what we might end up doing is... what is it to build a refinery? Is it just common ore? Yeah, common ore. So we put our common ore, right? Alright. We have common ore in the portable. So what we might do is we might pick up at some point a little bit more common ore. We got 18 here. We'll just put that in there. This way we can get 2 refineries going at the same time, Make the journey a little bit quicker. Let's get a live view of when these drones working. That. Let's do some water ice. Get this fuel. At least the fuel doesn't take long at all to make. It's everything else that takes time to melt down. Let's deliver that fuel. Let's top all just to see how much we have left, because we also have to make sure we have enough space in our cargo hold for everything. 744, that's pretty good. All right, so let's break everything else down. Let's take what we need. We need a metal rich. We're going to take that with us. We'll take that common ore. Let's shut down our refinery. Shut down our portable storage. Those cargo containers. We don't need that one. That's the ice. We don't need the ice. Don't need that. We need the common ore. This one might be the other common ore. Yeah, there's the other common ore we have. All right, that gives us everything we need to move on to the next area. Common ore, metal rich. Is there something I'm forgetting? Oh, we need 50 of this. That gives us everything we're going to need here. 50, 50. We got at least 100 so we can build those. Okay, so let's do what we do. Let's look at the system. Let's get to the farthest point we can from the sun. That would probably be right over here. And then time to jump to find another space. Now we're just going to wait for our temperature to come back down. Conserve as much heat as possible before we make the jump. There's the sun. Let's just continue on that way, away from the sun. If the music's too loud, guys, let me know. I'll turn everything down. Waiting for that temp to drop down to like a 3 or a 4, even a 5. Let's plan our next jump while we're waiting for the temp gauge to come down. Right, is it where we're at? I'm going to go towards the green. I don't think we can get to this point yet, right? I-7. That might be a little far. Might have to go down to one of these spots first. That's a green spot right there, actually. We can probably check that out real quick. If we can't get to this IF to go into the deep green, we'll jump down. We'll see if we can jump down there. Temp is that? Looks like it's staying around 14. Going down slowly. Alright, so we'll just jump now. Let's bring the map back up. Right, there's that I-7. Let's see if we can jump there. No, it's too far. Okay, so let's go to that green one. So we can go there. Nope, alright, too much heat. Alright, so we gotta go a little bit closer. That's alright, looks like we're gonna go to ELF or EFL. Looks like we're good to deal with that. There we go. I'm heading towards the center of the galaxy, to tell you the truth. Let me bring up the map here. So let me bring up the full map. This is where I am. Center of the galaxy is over in this area. And like I said, the new colorations are different. These are all ancient civilizations. There's some that they've added on this new cycle called the New Dawn. So that's basically where I'm heading to. I want to get into these bright green areas, or even maybe red, and see what I can see what's going on in those areas. As far as I know, I don't even know what's going on from membership-wise, because they haven't really spoke about what's going on from membership-wise. What they have said is that the instead of Plex, it's going to be Eve, and then instead of ISK, it's going to be Lux. As far as I know, the game is not going to be heavily around crypto at all. They're basically just using the blockchain technology for data transfers and making smart contracts and smart units and stuff like that. That's all they're using it for. All right, let's see what's in this area here. Come back here. So unmoored silo block. Come on, man. Work with me. Point what's in these. Star installation wreckage. Nope. Okay. So another point. More warp. Okay. So let's go furthest point right here. Let's warp to that L point. So we can cool down, get as far away from the sun as possible. Oh, wait a minute, what's going on there? It's Durkadur. I know Durka. It's like Durkadur is just flying around killing people. Let me say hi to him on the message board here. Let's plan our next jump. Let's plan our next jump. where we're trying to get to. IF. Can we jump? It looks like we can. We can finally get to a network gate. Yeah, I've had that in the beginning as well. Just jumping into really bad systems with nothing. Looks like we're gonna have to make some more fuel, but we're at least now in a system that's got gates. Yeah, see, there's a gate right there. There's a Stargate that can lead us on. So we're not going to be using our jump drive that much now. There's another Stargate there. It's a murky field. Don't need murky right now. Minor drone nest. Another Stargate there. What I need a system that's got... Let's come back over here. Let's scoot down a little bit. No, these are all just planets and moons. I need one that's got a keep or something so we can get out of here. All right, let's look at the map. The gate network, where we're at. All right, so we're working our way out towards this way. So let's plan a route. Let's see, if I go here, does it connect anything? No, that's a dead end. That's gonna follow us back. All right, so let's go back. We're gonna go to this dead end here. Set our destination. All right, let's continue on. All right, we're gonna go through a Stargate. Yeah, like I said, it was the same with me, right? It was the same with me jumping into a system, and this was during the bug when ore fields were not respawning. So if someone beat you in the field would be mined out and you were stuck there. The only way to get out was to kill yourself. Right, these are the gates, as you can see, huge gates. Gate there. All right, let's check what's in this system. Lucky, unremarkable, hell point. Just a star. Okay. We're just gonna pass through. There should be something that we need. You know, we could probably mine in one of the next systems over. So we definitely need some fuel, you know, to continue our journey. Well, even when you are in a keep, you can't refuel, so you still have to mine up your own fuel. Most you can do is basically just look at the system. I think there's a way I know on the last cycle, you were able to filter your map so you can see where a system with a keep or a station was. I don't know if you can do it on this new build. These are all warp points. planets. Let's see. Metal rich. Natural. Planet. You know, let's go. We're gonna go here. There's a moon. Let's warp. Then 100 of that moon. Just so we can see where we are. See if we can find a way to filter this map, which I don't know if you can. Let's go out to the map. Alright, there we go. Abstract, group, constellation by regions, lines. I need services. No. Maybe station count? Okay, so there's a station right there. And it's within our jump range. So we can double back, right? So where's the green? I messed up. But right, so we're going this way, right? We're going out this way. And I am here. Can I? Yeah, I think I can. Okay. Yeah, we can. All right, so we can warp there, and we set our home system. So let's do that. Or maybe we can't. Okay. Let's bring that map back up. Right, we are here, right? Go to there. And go to there. So it's 3 jumps, yeah. So set destination. Okay, because I'm an idiot, that's why. All right. Let's go back that way. There's this, jump through using the Stargate. All right. Appreciate it. Thank you, Malcolm. Oh, here's a tip, guys. When I put it in the video, it looks like it carried over from the last one. So, if you set a destination, right, your autopilot, you're not really using autopilot, but you manually jump through that Stargate. And once you land, right, and jump through, you can just press E, and it'll automatically send you to the next gate. And then all you gotta do is press E again, and it'll jump through. And you can just do that until you get to your destination. Jump through here. This should be the west, jump to get to the station.
You just gotta realize that everybody's gonna be on your tail from 5 o'clock until the day you die.
There's the keep. All right. Also, the game works a lot like Wormhole Space. You don't know who's in the local until someone speaks. The local is always to be blank. It's never going to give you a list of who's in the local unless someone says something. There's the... See, big ass station. I wish they were. I wish you could zoom out a little bit more without having to go to tactical view. You know, just give you a little so you can just see a little bit. I don't think you can refuel here. Yep, no compatible fuel. So yeah. All right, so and we also have, as you can see, we have a wind. Whenever you land, if you don't have the ship there, it's automatically going to give you the starter ship. All right, so what I want to do is I want to set this as my base. I just got to remember how to do that. Let me see if I can bring up my profile. I'm getting a little bit of lag in here, to tell you the truth. Get this one. Nope. Nope. Come back here. Yes, we're going to set this as a respawn point. There. All right, so now we are here. Let's go back to where we were, because we're going to continue our journey. Let's bring up the map. Dude, I've done that on watching so many people. Oh god, there is some heavy lag in this station. All right, where's that point? It was right up here. Yeah, all right. Set that as our destination. Dock, close out the map. When's here? All right. One second. What's that, guys? No. Usually, when they're doing a new cycle, everything gets wiped, so it's a fresh start for everybody. That's why I took the last cycle off. The nice thing is, once you have Founders access, you have access to everything up until the end. And I think it gives you the first couple months free. I think I forget how many months the Founders Pack gives you for free. All right, so we need carbon. It's common. Zoom in here a little bit. What we got here? Barrel. Nope. Mango. Nope. Middle rich. Naturals. Over here, nothing. We might have to go back to the story because we're gonna need to farm up some more. Yeah, we're gonna definitely need to farm up some more ice so we can make some more fuel to continue on our journey. What's over here? So yeah, it's extra. So yeah, all right. So let's go right back through that gate again. Hey Roslyn, what's happening? Oh, it's good. I like this new game. It's like I said, it's a little bit different than the Eve we all know. Gives you that survival aspect where you have to find fuel, otherwise you're dead in the water. The system. Rocky, that's not common. No. Find out. Natural. So it's like this ice. Let's go to the unremarkable. I forget what Rockies give you. Let's go to Rocky. Let's see what's in the Rocky. So the deep core metallic that's here. I forget what this mine's down into. Deep core metallic ore, precious and heavy metal. So no ice from that. Okay. Might be at a situation where we're gonna have to hunt to make some fuel. It's not gonna be the natural. Okay. Let's put the map here. We just came from there. Let's go back to IF7. here. Nothing here. Okay, this is not helping us. The marquee is not going to help us at all. Let's bring the map. Where can we go from here? Okay. We can go back to the keep and see what's in the keep, or we can try, let's go one jump over because it's also going to connect there. It might be having another issue where fields are not respawning again. There are other more specialized ships for PvP. Before I found out that this beginning ship actually has one of the bigger jump ranges. So if you want to migrate towards a certain area, this is probably the ship you want to be in because it really takes nothing to build this. Let's see what's in this area. So natural, it's not going to help us. These are just moons and planets. Down here. Bombardment cannon. Okay, so nothing in it. These they might be having an issue again. All right, so let's go zoom all the way out. See if it lets us. No, all right, go back to the map.
You've had the regular opportunity.
Jump into the system that's with the key. See what we got here in this keep system. And it might be, yeah, I think they're having an issue with things respawning again. If that's the case, what we might end up having to do is I might have to just, let me look, see if there's any notifications. Oh, 1 second, I'll be right back.
Oh, yes, I remember that.
right, guys. Sorry about that. I have to cut the stream short. I'm having an issue that I have to go take care of, which gives us time anyway for these fields to respawn, because we're going to have to find some way of getting fuel so we can carry on our journey into the center of the galaxy. I don't know if I'm going to be streaming over the weekend. I may make a video or two. I don't know. But until I talk to you guys again, have a great week. Have a great weekend. Fly safe. And remember, here on this channel, we are always one vision, one purpose, one